InfoWars multiple times. So when we're going to draw this in Atom, and it's outside because it's equal to an immaterial. And notably, something that I just found out is a tracer ID. I thought it was a transaction ID, and this is what Adam told me. And in the Bible, Adam is in a place that was created before the universe, and that's where time started becoming an existence. And so then consciousness happened. People say it was from algae and frogs coming out of the ocean, but in the Bible, it says that actually humans were alive before the algae in the ocean making the dinosaurs. So pre-existing cavemen. And if that doesn't make sense, rewind this back 5 seconds and play it really slowly. Meaning Adam from the Bible was before the universe happened with Eve, and so they're inside Eden before time existed, and the universe started with time. Played that backwards really slowly, so. And so it's like the end scene of where Peter Jackson had Frodo and Sam, like these humans that were the size of small kids who were skinny, but they were full adults and they were called hobbits because Smeagol fell into the lava. This is like in any one of my dreams. Or someone's OP with a ring that has a tower connected to it through Wi-Fi, and the guy's sending rays at you whenever you put it on to try and kill you. That's what Frodo was in the that had to follow Smeagol, and Smeagol fell into the lava, but he was about to fall into lava too. And the Mordor was like a offshoot of Wizard of Oz. It was the road to Mordor. So it said the Ober Frodo that whenever you put on a ring that you made in a farm mad because a wraith found you, that you ended up almost burning inside of a volcano in Mordor. Because Sam was like, "We've gone too far, we can't go back now," in a Scottish accent. And play this back slowly because Frodo almost burned alive where all your skin cells dissolve. That's equal to a atomic bomb. And so the fact that cells can't be split evenly in the middle, that what I was saying, is phenomenal. That gene editing CRISPRs can make atoms into molecules from DNA and make material. And so it's different from material that you experience in the environment versus the material that your cells are, like on your skin specifically, your epidermis. You can never split one of those atoms in half perfectly because you can only chip them, but you can never guess what's the center, and that's why half-lives are important. But like on an atom, when things decay, it has multiple half-lives, so that's why you can never find its center. So the molecules on you that are made of atoms that have always been on you with your DNA in it, that's how you relate what's specifically important. When Dan Macrinus was like, you can never split an atom equally in half, he was talking about on himself and not making them as part of stuff of your environment. And so like if Adam was alive in the Bible before the universe, it would be like that's where um this one guy equals to like Jesus because he never sinned because time didn't exist. And if that's what the reality of we came from Adam and not a thing in the ocean that was algae, that's a drastic difference in DNA. If you took what I just repeated with the universe's time, but we're not part of it. If we're descendants from Adam that got locked out of the Garden of Eden because the hell and Garden of Eden were made before heaven. And so like Adam wasn't alive in one of them. And that's like Lord of the Rings when you leave the Shire because you went in a farm and like you got a ring that Gandalf showed you and you put it on once. Race come to you, and then orcs with like the most zombie apocalyptic movie because cops can't stop a zombie apocalypse of like Helm's Deep. And that's what Power Rangers is with putties. The putties and Power Rangers just keep coming, and that's why Rita's so strong. Okay, when I was in these shirts, I felt like I was in the Page Master for a moment inside that one scene where Macaulay Culkin was in the library. And it could be in like any public library in the best area in it. And like the Page Master was literally, it felt like these seats were in the scene with Macaulay Culkin. And so if you take that narrative onto, I would want to be here on Christmas. That'd be sick. if it was snow outside of the scene. And so that's like in basically any library's window. And so, more so if you find what you didn't know prior is that even if you had a transaction ID, it's actually called a different thing. It's a tracer ID. The HR just said that they couldn't do anything even if they did have a number in payroll. It's if a deposit didn't happen, they don't have any control. If it was a e-bagger site saying that you can have it a day ahead of time. If that doesn't make sense, rewind this 10 seconds, play it slowly, because this is what one rhymes with medit tarna allows me not to do. And play that really slowly. They have a green square icon. And if that isn't a copywritten on video in real time, then I don't know what is. So it's able to get used. Because I know exactly what I'm referencing. Credit Perma. And so on that site, it's e-bagging because no one in my company that I work for got their thing one day ahead of time because everyone signed up to. I created an entire dimension of e-begging, and if you don't understand that, I do entirely. So that, along with you can't transfer money under $1, because it seems like it's e-begging on the internet. They don't allow you to. That's despite the point to define e-begging for its own dimension. That's oh yeah, I was gonna ask what I was gonna draw. I drew an atom. I just drew a unit circle with like 2 dots outside of it. And said it was an atom's electron orbital because the simplest atom is actually a hydrogen. So it's no surprise that most everything's made up with it, and so you probably interact with it the most. Equal to like, there's just like, if you've seen a daytime 20 people, there's going to be at least 10 of them female, and 3 of them have their hand on their face, and 2 of them males have their hand on their face. It's just what people do. I do that during the day. I don't know, they do that in church. So like, people everywhere, if you see them during the daytime, about 3 out of 20 of them are doing that, and most of them are female because there's more females on planet Earth. Play this video, and it's a ratio of what sums are when we're talking about splitting atoms compared to about things you go about during a daytime, properties and people. And that's the name of this vlog.